And welcome back, everyone, to episode 33 of the Sports Coverage Podcast. My name is Andrew, and as always, I'm alongside my co-host Vince. And once again, we have a ton to talk about this week. NFL free agency is still going. MLB season's about to start and has started, kind of. And, of course, the NBA season and NHL seasons are approaching the playoffs quickly. So, a lot to talk about, and you may notice we are both on spring break right now, so we have a little bit of a different background going on for both of us, and you might notice that over the next couple of weeks. So, anyway, I say, because we have so much to talk about, let's just get right into it, as always, with the NFL. So, as we said, ton of moves happened last week, especially a lot of running backs signed, and skill positions and stuff like that, but there were still a lot of talks going on. Trades happened, signings happened this week that are hopefully going to benefit a lot of teams. So we're going to start with KJ Osborne, who was signed by the Patriots. And, he's in a position where he needs to help whatever the new quarterback is that they're going to bring in, whether it's through the draft, which at this point is most likely going to be.
He definitely will. I mean, he's, again, only, 26? So, and he proved that he can be a good receiver with the Vikings.
Yeah.
And he, did the same thing at Miami. So, I am really not surprised if he could be even receiver one for this Patriots team, consider the fact that the receivers are not as good. I mean, I'm not going to say that Kendrick Bourne is not good, but,
Yeah, and I want to say that even though he's 26, I think he still has a lot of experience, especially playing on the Vikings team, who I think was the Vikings used him in an interesting way because they had Justin Jefferson always ahead of him.
Adam Thielen.
They brought in Jordan Addison last year.
Oh, well, I mean that, but KJ Osborne was, I believe, receiver 2 last year. If I could be.
I think so.
He was receiver 3. He was receiver 3. That's on me.
Yeah.
But no, he's always been receiver 3 his whole career. I mean, also Adam Thielen, just a couple of years ago with the Vikings. So he's always been a receiver 3. I mean, I think that Kendrick Bourne will deserve receiver 1, consider the fact that he was re-signed. The Patriots do like him a lot. He proved that he can be a good receiver. So,
But the one thing I want to say is, he played with Kirk for a long time. I think Kirk Cousins has a quite specific play style, especially with the kind of experience he's gained and stuff like that. So I think it's going to be interesting to see.
I'm not going to sit around here and say that Drake May isn't like that. I feel like Drake May is kind of the same player style as once was.
I think it's just going to be interesting to see him try to, at this point, probably lead Patriots, but also lead a Patriots offense with a young QB, probably Drake May or something like that. But I think if it's not Drake May, a lot of these other quarterbacks that are going to go early in the draft have some distinct play styles and stuff like that.
JJ McCarthy is not that guy.
Yeah, I know.
JJ McCarthy is not that.
Yeah.
Not all that.
But I think this is a good move for KJ Osborne. I think it's a good move kind of all around for the Patriots. Just it's going to be an interesting transition, coming from the Vikings.
They did all that just to lose to the Dolphins. I don't know what they're doing.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's just going to be an interesting move for him coming from it's going to be an interesting move for him coming from the Vikings.
Kendall Fuller.
Okay. Yeah, just he comes from a very distinct team, so I think the Patriots are definitely distinct as well, but it's going to be interesting. Next up, OBJ has been in talks with the...
All right, you know what? Look, hold on. I did this last week, and I'm going to do it again. Hold on, wait. I did it last week. I'm doing it again. Hold on. Wait.
I was going to say, I'll let you take this one away.
I mean, it's kind of obvious what we're doing.
If he can find it. Let's see.
If I can find it, it's going to take a little while, but yeah.
Anyway, I'll just continue. Oh.
We are talking Super Bowl now.
So anyway.
OBJ to the Dolphins. It is happening.
Not yet. Not confirmed. Not confirmed, but they're in talks.
The only issue is money, and I know he's gonna ask for a lot. But he's gonna be receiver 3, so there shouldn't be a lot of money.
But I
know,
don't
I
think
know.
he
I don't
deserves
think
that
he
much
does
at this
either.
point.
Yeah, but it's still OBJ. He's still gonna ask for a lot.
But I think he's also going to be concerned about the fact that you have two of the best receivers in the league.
Yeah, he's still
And
gonna
now
get targets. Like, think about it. I know our offense is mainly, I guess you could say like a West Coast. Like we run the ball a lot, use our tight end most of the time. But I mean, we have two of the best receivers in the league. So fast.
What's your
wanna say
tight
the
end
best.
depth looking like right now?
Jonnu Smith. Jonnu Smith. I mean, he is a starter as of now.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna sit around here and say he's not good. Like I know he's.
Yeah, and I
be
think
good.
that they definitely could take away some targets from him and kind of give a couple more to OBJ if he does sign. But I just think that you have so much. You just have so many options on the offense, and I think that adding in OBJ as someone who's going to complain about not getting targets, I think
I mean,
is
I know
be scary.
I know he's that type of player, but I mean, still, you can't be complaining. You're gonna be a part of one of the best offenses in football, a part of one of the best offensive minds in football with McDaniel. So there's sure I know he's a big complainer, but he just had an MVP as his quarterback last season. He's gonna have a huge downgrade. Obviously. I'm not saying Tua's not good, but I'm just saying,
Yeah.
going from Lamar to Tua is a little insane.
I mean, if you're looking at it right now for him, it's obviously the right option if he wants to compete, make it to the postseason, things like that. But again, it's just going to be like you're going to give him a fairly big, probably 1 year contract, 1 or 2 year contract with an opt out or something. And it's going to be him complaining about targets and asking for a trade midway through next season when he's not getting enough of them. So is it worth dealing with a player like that who's been injury prone, stuff like that? Is it worth dealing dealing with a player like that?
I know this is not what we're talking about, but personally, I don't know if you know who Eric Azumaka is. He's I think he's been our receiver 5 or 4 for a couple seasons now. I think it was the preseason of 20, like going into the last year, not this past year, but the year before that, going into that year, he showed up big time. He proved that he can be a really good receiver. And I wouldn't be surprised if he's going to be one of the best receivers for the Dolphins eventually, but we haven't used him very much. Obviously now getting OBJ, if we do, he's not going to be used a lot, but
where is
he did really good in that one preseason. So
where's Braxton Berrios going to fit?
I mean, Braxton Berrios is. I mean, I'm not gonna lie to you, Andrew. We've had I don't know if you paid that much attention to the Dolphins this season, but we did have a lot of issues with the receiving core. Like, I get it, we have two of the best receivers in the league, but we had a lot of issues, whether it came with injuries or just not. Braxton Berrios had a huge impact on many games. Whether it was the last game of the season against the Chiefs, as a slot receiver, he's a really good slot receiver. I'm not gonna lie, he's fast, shifty. That's what the Dolphins like. So
yeah,
I mean, he's good at kick returns, punt returns, whatever the case may be. But yeah, I mean, I think he's gonna be good, and I like this receiving core, especially if we get OBJ. But I don't think I would love him, but I don't think it's gonna be it's a need. You know what I mean?
I feel like you're getting to that kind of Los Angeles Dodgers type point where it's stacking this offense to the point where people
our backup tight end is Durham Smythe. He showed up big time last year. So the receiving core right now is looking pretty good. So it's Tyreek Hill, Eric Azumaka, Anthony Schwartz on the Browns, who I mean he wasn't really bad. I mean,
then you have
a little
Sexton. You have Sexton in the third spot.
Craycraft. I think he's a phenomenal receiver. And Jalen Waddle, Braxton Berrios, and Braylon Sanders. So I like our receiving core, but especially OBJ is going to be just phenomenal. I just think it's going to be lethal. I just think it's going to be lethal having OBJ as either your receiver 4 or 3, because I personally think Braxton Berrios is capable enough to be receiver 2.
I mean, obviously, OBJ is a legendary player, but for me, just from my point of view, I don't think it's worth it.
Legendary player of the 2010s. I wouldn't say he's just...
Yeah. I mean, yeah. But I just think it's not worth the trouble at that point, I think. Just if I'm looking at it as a GM, from a GM
I think
standpoint.
We're going to pursue him. I mean, I think we're going to pursue him. I just don't know, because he's going to ask for a lot of money again. I said that it's
he's
going to be an issue.
He's going to need to act reasonable for any team to want to go out and sign him at this point.
Yeah.
So, it's just who has the money, and I mean, you already said all the way at the
I mean,
beginning.
we have the money.
We don't.
But again, I'd personally I know this is not gonna happen anymore, but before we got Kendall Fuller and all this stuff, like L'Jarius Sneed was on the, I guess you'd say, trade block. He was gonna get traded, if not because he got franchise tagged, right? He was franchise tagged.
I believe so. Yeah.
But also they were able to trade him, so either we were gonna trade for him and then give him a huge contract with the money we got left over. Also, obviously we got Kendall Fuller. There's no need for that anymore, but So,
Yeah.
But I think when it comes to money, I don't know what we're gonna do. I know OBJ's gonna ask for a lot, knowing the type of guy he is, but we're just gonna have to see.
Yeah. I mean, I'm just gonna close out by saying I know the excitement around OBJ, and I know why you would try to go pursue him. But again, for me, I'm just thinking that he's just not gonna be a guy that is going to be a good clubhouse presence, really, for a team like this, and a guy who's going to...
No, really not. He's not, but...
...be constructive to this team.
Like, I don't mean to be like... I know this is a little weird. This is not very, it's kind of odd, to be honest, but, just Miami sports in general, we're very different from the sports, I guess you could say. We're not really on headlines, if that makes any sense. When it comes to the playoffs, I guess you could say the Heat...
Well, besides the
we have a lot of headlines,
I guess.
No, but I mean before that and all that. But we don't really get as much recognition. We're not on a lot of ads. We're not on at the base of the NFL. We're just kind of lower. We're good teams, but we're just lower when it comes to marketing and stuff. So we're not really high up there. I feel like OBJ, his whole career has been playing with teams that who are very, very known.
Yeah,
and popular.
Rams in a new season.
And I'm not saying the Dolphins are not popular. I'm not saying we're not popular enough, but I'm just saying Miami sports especially is not as known as even the Giants. Come on, the Giants, the Browns, the Rams, the Ravens. Maybe besides the Ravens, those three teams have been around the league for decades. But then also
the Ravens had a team that people were expecting to win the Super Bowl, so I think that's enough marketing and press itself.
They're the face of the league, so just be honest.
At this point,
it's gonna be very different for OBJ, but hopefully he likes the weather down here. Oh, not down here. I'm in the freezing cold right now.
Yeah. Anyway, next up, we talked about this guy kind of a little bit ago, thinking maybe he could extend his career, but unfortunately, Leighton Vander Esch is retiring due to injuries, and he had, I think, a pretty good career.
He had a good career.
You have any career highlights?
I mean, I've always known, when growing up, I really started paying attention to the NFL around the 2019-20 season, and when I got him in Madden, I was hyped because he was what reminds me of him is the back thing, the back of his I think it was his neck. Yeah, the back of his neck had that thing around him, so that's what always reminded me of him. Yeah, that's really a highlight. That kind of reminds me of him the most. But it's so sad to see, and this happened also with Wait, hold on.
Wait, but you know what he reminded me of?
Ryan Shazier. This also happened with Ryan Shazier. That's what reminded me of. It's still a neck injury. It's sad to see all these linebackers having to retire due to injury. It's sad, but
yeah, he reminded me of
years.
He reminded me of years and years of turmoil for the Giants and having to face these guys.
Well, I guess you're happy a little bit. I'm not happy. I'm
not happy about a guy retiring for injuries, but it certainly brings a little.
No, excitement in a way of winning. It's not like the Giants are gonna win anything. I'm sorry, Andrew.
Okay. Yeah, but yeah, it's always sad to see someone go like that, but I think that all in all, his career was pretty impressive.
Yeah.
Next up, the Saints, who we talked about having the most.
This is not what we saw coming. I'm gonna be so honest.
Negative cap space in the league.
Jack, we never. None of us thought of this.
Chase Young,
insane.
Signed with the New Orleans Saints.
Oh my god, it's pretty unexpected. It's pretty unexpected.
So where?
But they're gonna
do you know how they're?
Do
you know where this cap room is coming from? Because how are they signing him with? Who did they release that they got that $60 million in cap back?
I'm not sure. Maybe they restructured someone's contract. There's no. It did have one of the most.
They were
least
60.
Caps, so.
They were $60 million under, or over.
Yeah, I don't know, but it's a little crazy. I'm gonna be so honest with you. I'm a little surprised Chase Young went to the Saints. Consider the fact that he went from Super Bowl contender to back to horrible.
Oh. So it looks like, hold on, I'm looking at how they got this cap space. They did a lot of defensive restructuring and stuff. And then they cut
That makes sense.
Jameis Winston.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah, and
they
then
ju-
he got
they-
picked up by the Browns.
Yeah, they did a lot of restructuring. So they somehow were able to save this, but oh my God. Yeah, this is insane, but yeah, able to save that. And yeah, so wait, actually this thing I'm looking at is kind of a little, oh yeah, whatever. They were able to save a lot of space there. And
damn, we just spent like 2 minutes just researching right there. All right.
it's okay. No. But they were able to save a good amount of space, which I guess is why Chase Young was able to go there. But my question is, there had to be teams offering him more, right? Or giving him a better offer, earlier offer, or something, right?
Well, I mean,
Where
he
the
is going
Saints
to
come
learn
from?
from Cam Jordan, though. I know, but he is going to learn from Cam Jordan, who is, if not, I'm not going to say best, but maybe in the 2010s, one of the better defensive linemen we've seen. I mean, he was a powerhouse for the Saints throughout that time, and I wouldn't be surprised if, Chase Young taking a chance going to the Saints is going to learn from a guy like him. So, I mean, that's just, I think, one of the main reasons, maybe. I don't know exactly. But I remember Jack mentioned in episode 31 2 weeks ago, we were talking about how, Chase Young seemed pretty happy with the 49ers. To be honest, I kind of looked over that after I said that. Not really. He didn't seem that happy with the organization.
No, because remember, he got benched. He got benched in the playoffs. Remember?
Yeah, okay. Exactly. That's my point. So I guess me and Jack were kind of wrong on that. I thought he was kind of happy, but yeah.
Well, actually, now that I'm thinking about the question I just asked you, he was getting benched because he was getting too tired to play every snap, which was why he was getting benched. He said that to
what do you have to do with the Commanders? What did he have to do with the Commanders? I'm sorry.
Exactly.
He hasn't wasted any injury over the last 3 years. I don't know what he's complaining
that's
about.
what he said to the coach, and that's why he ended up getting benched. So I guess teams are looking at that and they're like, I don't.
Oh, I would. I mean, if I'm the coach, I'm not. I don't care who you are. You're gonna say that you don't deserve to play. I mean, let's be honest. Like a guy like
that's what happened. That's what happened.
Drew Greenlaw, who got hurt in the Super Bowl, deserved to play. I mean, you saw the teammates' faces when he got hurt after jumping up with that celebration. That was pretty sad. So, gonna have to think guys like that really want to get hyped up after a stop, not even on your possession, whether it's your possession or not. It's cool. So I don't know. I don't think Chase Young deserved to be with the 49ers, but he's definitely gonna learn from Cam Jordan.
Oh, definitely. So I don't know, surprising one. Alexander Madison has been signed by the Raiders to replace Josh Jacobs. This is another thing. Vikings are falling apart right now. So we knew that Alexander Madison was going to leave the Vikings because they got Aaron Jones. And yeah, I don't know. I think this is a good move for the Raiders. I think Alexander Madison is one of the better pickups they could have gotten, but couldn't the Vikings have tried to retain him as a backup?
Yeah, but the problem was Alexander Madison last season had a bigger role with obviously Cook leaving. So, I mean, he's obviously going to ask for a lot of money now that he's gotten, I guess, progressed in a way. So, there's no need for a team like the Vikings to share snaps. It's kind of what the Lions did last year with Montgomery and Gibbs. The Vikings don't really want to do that, in my opinion. So, I guess they're just kind of fully commit with Aaron Jones as their running back instead of having two running backs possession. Because you're also paying, I don't know how much they're paying Aaron Jones, but it has to be somewhat a good amount. At least If you don't mind searching that up, but it's definitely got to be like a somewhat okay amount because he deserves the money. I mean, he's good.
Searching. Wait, what?
Oh my god.
Oh yeah.
I'm look. I know this is not on notes, but I'm just looking at like remaining free agents, and oh my god, Jamal Adams, Xavier Howard, Michael Thomas, Jadeveon Clowney, Stephon Gilmore, Justin Simmons, Quandre Diggs, Micah Hyde, J.K. Dobbins, Adoree Jackson.
Giants, you listening?
Oh
Wait,
my
Adoree
God.
Jackson's a free agent? What?
Yeah, he's a free agent. Oh my god, wait, this just came out 8 minutes ago too. The Titans and Chiefs had the framework for a L'Jarius Sneed trade agreed to. Like, it was going to be agreed. But the team's inability to agree with Sneed on a long-term deal caused the trade to fall through. That's actually insane. I know we're talking about a whole different player, but I know we didn't write that, but that's a little crazy. That came out 8 minutes ago. It fell through because they couldn't agree with money. And I think that's going to be the same thing actually with the Dolphins and OBJ. Even though it's not a trade, money's going to be the issue. I know L'Jarius Sneed is going to ask for a lot. He had a big role with the Chiefs, so wouldn't be surprised if he's asking for a lot, especially taking a huge pay cut, being franchise tag.
Yeah.
But yeah, back to Alexander Mattison.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
So we got kind of a couple more moves here that I think these ones can go a little bit faster. Trent Brown, who is a former offensive tackle for the Patriots, was signed by the Bengals, so I think that's good for Joe Burrow and his health. I would say
they're gonna have a good offense. They're gonna have a good line next season.
Yeah.
Joe Burrow should not be getting hurt.
Next,
wait, hold on. Hold on. Before we go on, I don't know. Wait, let me bring up the clip, or I'll just talk about it. I think in one of our first ever clips we posted on Instagram and YouTube, it was saying how much we love Joe Burrow and how he deserved the money, and he got hurt like immediately after that.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
We're having
He's not gonna get hurt anymore with that good of a line, so.
Yeah. Next up, Josh Dobbs was signed by the 49ers to replace Sam Darnold. Yeah. I mean, good place for Josh Dobbs to land, I think, in general. But yeah. So now the Vikings have to definitely go probably draft an extra guy.
I mean,
at least a backup.
You're losing Dobbs. You gotta go get a starting quarterback.
Yeah.
I don't know who they're gonna go get, and obviously we're gonna talk about this, around episode 37, whenever we do our mock draft. But I don't know. Do you think the Vikings pursue maybe a guy like JJ McCarthy or like Bo Nix?
I mean, they would have to trade up. Maybe Bo Nix wouldn't have to trade up.
And you know what pisses me off, and you know what really makes me mad? JJ McCarthy is a projected top 6 pick in the NFL draft, and he's supposedly going to go to the Giants. I don't like that at all. I don't like it either. But yeah.
I'd
rather have Daniel Jones. I'm just saying. I don't think he's capable enough to be a professional quarterback in a professional league. I'm not saying college football is not good. I love college football. Don't get me wrong, but I'm just saying the NFL is completely different, and I don't think Jason McCarthy is going to be able to have that. He doesn't have enough experience. As what he had in college.
Yeah. Anyway, back to free agency. Cornerback Shaq Griffin signed with the Vikings, so that's at least a plus for them. The Jets are signing Chargers wide receiver Mike Williams.
Finally. Hold on. Wait, hold on. One more thing, please. Let's just call Jack and see.
Are you calling Jack? Are we gonna see if he picks up?
Let's call Jack again. He answered last week, and I'm gonna hope he answers again because, I mean, please answer, Jack. But I mean, if he doesn't pick up, but
yeah.
I mean, I think it's a pretty good move. I think that the Jets are going to have amazing help for Aaron Rodgers, as I said in the clip on Instagram and YouTube. So it's definitely a win-win for them. But I really want to know what Jack has to say about this. Can he answer the phone? Hold on, I'm gonna spam him.
Can you get a written statement potentially?
Jack, answer the phone. We're filming right now.
All right, we'll see if he calls back.
Answer.
Yeah, let's see
Alright,
if
I'm
he
just
calls
gonna
back.
spam him for now.
No, wait. Let's just keep going and we'll see. We'll see.
Alright, yeah, just keep going. We'll call. Oh, Jack, he answered. Yo, Jack, for the second week in a row, what do you have to say about the Jets signing Mike Williams?
What?
Yo, you're on the podcast right now. What do you have to say? Mike Williams just got signed by the Jets. So, I mean, what is your opinion on it?
Don't you guys film on Saturdays?
Yeah, well, we're filming on Friday. Just get to the point.
Alright. I think it's a good move by the Jets. I mean, it definitely helps their offense and Aaron Rodgers. Definitely helps Garrett Wilson get some breathing room, so he's not the only good, wide receiver in New York.
Good.
Hopefully
Yo,
there's
you're doing all that just to lose to the Dolphins.
Yeah.
Thanks,
Alright,
Jack.
whatever. I think he was a little more anticipated joining last episode. But...
Yeah, I mean, a little behind the scenes exposure there. Yeah, we do normally film on Saturdays, so we can't blame him for not for just not showing, not knowing. But yeah, I think it's a good pickup in the long run, but they could have done better at the beginning of free agency. I think.
Oh yeah.
I don't know. They're in a big market. I think they should be able to do better.
Something the Giants can't do. Sah.
I'm just not gonna respond to you anymore.
Alright, yeah, you don't have to respond. It's fine.
Okay. The Browns are signing running back
Run.
Donta Foreman. Yeah. What do you think?
He was only good for a couple weeks on fantasy, and then he just kind of fell off.
Here's the thing. I'm confused. I'm gonna look up the Browns depth chart because I thought that they already had.
Browns have.
They have
Hunt?
Chubb in one, but they also
Chubb.
have Jerome Ford. Oh, because
Jerome Ford. Oh, wow.
what's his name left?
They have good. No,
Didn't someone leave?
no
was it?
one left. They all
No
have
one
the same guys. But that's still crazy running back core. I mean, Donta Foreman, Jerome Ford,
Nick Chubb.
Hunt, and Chubb. I mean, come
No,
on.
Hunt's the one that left.
Hunt left?
I think so.
Hunt. Oh, I don't know if he left. But still. Oh no, yeah,
Wait.
Hunt left. Okay, that makes sense.
Wait, no, it still says
But
he's on the Brown. It still says he's
Alright,
on the
well,
Browns.
He's not.
So why?
He's
not on the depth
Yeah, no,
chart.
he left. No, he left.
He did.
I mean, I
Can
think
someone
he did. So.
Kareem.
All right, it's fine. Well,
Okay.
listen, we
so,
know.
So
what we
he's
have to
he's a
expect from the
free
running
agent.
back core.
I believe he's a free agent.
Alright.
I believe.
Oh my
last but
god,
not
we're spending so
least-
much time on the NFL. Oh my god,
Last but
March
not
Madness
least,
is gonna be even worse.
Last but not least, Eagles signing wide receiver Paris Campbell, a 1-year contract. Done. Ew, Eagles. Bye.
Random.
Anyway, we're gonna speed through this real quick because Vince wanted to talk about the UFL. So I'm just gonna ask you this question, and I'm not gonna answer because I do not claim to know pretty much
I don't
anything
either. But
about
I'm just.
the UFL. So the UFL is starting next week. So who do you think is going to be the most impressive player or team out of these guys?
Well, I think Matt Corral personally, just because I know he doesn't have that much NFL experience, but coming out of college, he was one of the more notable quarterbacks. Even though that wasn't a strong quarterback draft class, he was still one of the better ones. And I think even though with his injury, during bowl week in I think it was 2022, 2021. But yeah, I think he's gonna be good in the UFL. Hopefully, he makes a comeback to the NFL. He deserves another shot. I know he barely got anything, but he deserves a chance back in the NFL. But I do think his team, the Birmingham Stallions, will be the best team. I just wish the New Jersey Generals were. I wish they were here. I wish they were here, man. I'm so mad Generals didn't get into the UFL.
Yeah, I mean,
and I like the USFL. I'm gonna say this.
Where
right
were
now.
they
I thought the USFL was a lot better than the XFL, but I'm just
where
so
were they
mad.
playing? Where were they playing? I don't even know.
I think they all play in the same place, so I don't know.
No,
not the same place.
What was their stadium? Oh,
I
they
have no
played.
clue.
They played in MetLife.
No, they did not.
Yeah, I think they
The
did.
Stallions. The Stallions are not. I don't think they.
No,
played in
no,
MetLife,
the
to be honest.
Generals, the Generals.
Oh, the General. Oh no, I don't know. I don't think the Generals didn't play in MetLife.
Apparently they did.
No. Okay, well, that's a little insane. I don't think that happened.
Oh wait, what? Oh, hold on. I'm so confused. We're doing a lot of random research this year. Huh. Anyway,
You know, I'm just gonna say this right now. As we're on the talk of the NFL, I'm just gonna say this right now. The Dolphins should draft Michael Penix.
Okay, all right.
Straight away, Tua. I know.
So no. We're moving on. We're moving on.
No, this is gonna happen. We're trading away Penix. We're gonna get Penix. We're gonna trade Tua. All right. I'm gonna say this right now, and I've heard this all around press. Michael Penix has a better deep ball, better accuracy. You know, he's just better than Tua. All right. He's better than Tua.
Oh, whoa.
Tua turned the ball over. I know I'm a hater right now, but man, do I like Penix.
What is happening?
I have that big Penix energy, baby.
Cool.
Sorry.
That was the UFL section, by the way. So there you go. You get some UFL news.
Yeah, so, all right. Yeah. All right. Well, we'll talk about that again. Draft. All right.
Yeah.
Time to move on to the NBA, finally. Holy, we haven't talked about this in a hot minute.
We're bringing back Makers or Fakers, which we haven't done a long time, but we got the Pelicans. So I'll let you take this one first.
Before I answer the Makers or Fakers.
If you say anything about the Heat or the Dolphins, I
am. Oh my God. The Pelicans. The Heat lost. 88-111. No. Okay, tonight. Yeah, okay, you know what? That proves something. I'm gonna say this right now. Pelicans are definitely makers. They are 5th in the Western Conference, who are very strong. They're
only a game back from the Clippers right now, so
which is pretty good. I'm not gonna lie. I think as a lock, would I have them in the Western Conference Finals? Hell no.
Yeah,
no, I do not have them. I think it's either, maybe the Clippers, definitely Timberwolves, Thunder or Nuggets. But I do think they're makers. I do think they're making the playoffs. I mean, they beat I'm not gonna say the Heat. I love the Heat. I've always, I always glaze them all the time. But I just don't think that. I think that they deserve to have some recognition. So I'm gonna say makers for them.
Yeah. At this point in the season, I think that it's kind of, if you're in 5th place, you're gonna make either the play-in or the playoffs in some way. Especially they've got some pretty big gaps.
I know, but they're a couple games ahead, and I just don't think anyone else like that. Especially the Mavs. The Mavs are not gonna be in the come on.
But
man.
The thing is,
the Mavs are not good. The Mavs are not good.
There's only 12 games left, and although they're playing some pretty good teams, they're playing.
Yeah,
the Blazers.
I'd rather
they're playing the Trailblazers, Spurs, Pistons. So that's 3 games. That's basically a lock for them. And then
all wins. That's all wins.
Kings. Yeah, at this point, I don't think they can fall that far because to the last
Mavs ain't good.
To the last spot in the play-in for the Western Conference, they are 6 games. So the Warriors are 6 games behind them. So at this point, I don't think that they can fall that low.
Yeah.
So yeah, just realistically, they're makers either way. Lakers forward Christian Wood will undergo a procedure on his left knee and is expected to be sidelined for several weeks. So Lakers taking another hit to their already disappointing season.
And Davis isn't that healthy always. It's pretty annoying to see that, but
yeah,
I don't know.
I
don't care about the Lakers.
Yeah.
I don't care about the Lakers. I hate LeBron. Nah, I love LeBron. But I just think that the Lakers are not gonna have that much success due to their injuries. I mean, Christian Wood taking this big hit, undergoing a procedure on his left knee, it's gonna be pretty big, especially come playoff time. They only have how many games are left in the season? 12, 15?
Like 12 for some teams, yeah.
Yeah, so definitely going to be a big hit for them. But
speaking of which, are the Nets eliminated yet? I haven't checked. Let me
Oh, I
just.
hope Heat or not.
No, we're we're 5 games out of a play-in spot. Yay! We got this. We're going on a crazy run. I'm telling you. Anyway, yeah. So, one more question about the Knicks. Jalen Brunson has been just crazy lately. So do you think his impact on the Knicks the last 2 seasons will actually lead them to success in the playoffs?
You know, ever since Jalen Brunson left the Mavs, he's had a significant impact. Maybe not as much as Carmelo Anthony that I'm wearing on my shirt right now, but I think that Brunson deserves recognition for being maybe even the king of New York. I know that's a big discussion people have. I do think he deserves that title
Aaron
because
Judges.
not only are you, I mean, no one has paid attention to Knicks basketball ever since maybe Melo, Ewing, until now.
Jeremy Lin.
Let's be honest. Okay, well, no, be honest, bro. Jalen Brunson is significant. No, but no, it's true. Significant.
Yeah,
impact,
I know. So is Aaron Judge.
So, yeah, but basketball, all right.
KD, James Harden, and Kyrie Irving. But yeah, I mean, right now, fine. He's bringing some hope back to the city. What about Shesterkin? Yeah, I don't know.
All right. Well, I mean, the Rangers are.
He needs to prove. He needs to prove a little more. I mean, Shesterkin led the Rangers, to the conference finals? I think 2 years ago.
Something like that. Yeah.
We'll see. Obviously, the playoffs are going to decide a lot for the Knicks, but yeah, I think we have to see. Anyway, it's here. It's almost the end of March already, but March Madness has just started.
Oh, good God. I don't even want to talk about my bracket. I really did think posting my bracket on Insta that we did.
I lost. I think I lost. I think I lost a perfect bracket in the second game. I think.
Oh my God.
I picked right for the Michigan one, but
the impact. Yeah. I mean, just jeez, man.
So I'm just gonna point out a couple important games real quick. So today,
I'm just saying this right now. Hold on, Kentucky should have not lost. All right, I'm gonna say that Kentucky should have never lost.
Well, okay. Really so can we just? I'm just gonna talk about these games first, real quick. Then we'll get to. Yeah. So Yale Auburn.
I'm mad.
Yeah, Yale Auburn was today as of filming, and Yale beat Auburn. So that's first upset on here. Michigan State beat Mississippi, which was a game a lot of people chose Mississippi State in, and so that kind of broke a lot of brackets first because I think they were the 8th seed and Michigan State was the 9th seed. So some people lost perfect brackets there.
Michigan State. I was watching that game in class. Oh my God, bro! 20-9. How did that even happen in the first half?
Yeah.
I don't even want to talk about it. I don't even want to talk about it. The first game, the first 2 games ruined my bracket. I had over 25 brackets, but still, man, the one bracket I wanted, my official bracket that I posted on Instagram, through the roof.
Yeah.
Not happy at all.
Next, I just want to point out a couple of teams that a lot of people are cheering for. Can we just talk about the Long Beach State story real quick? How they fired their coach before the conference playoffs, and then they won the conference playoffs. It went to March Madness.
I guess it's kind of like motivation. I guess the team wanted to win for them, even though they didn't win. Hold on, wait. I was watching the game earlier. Wait, hold on. Did Purdue lose? I'm hoping they lost, even though I chose them.
No, they definitely won.
Oh God, never mind. Oh, okay. On some of my brackets, just in case I took Grambling on some of my brackets, knowing Purdue's.
JMU is actually beating Wisconsin by 15 right now. So,
thank God.
Yeah,
no.
I know. I was pulling for them too.
Yeah.
You see,
no, I think both of our brackets were good, but bro, Kansas. I'm sorry, they're losing to Gonzaga. Gonzaga has a better offense, better defense. And Kansas, both of their 2 star players are injured for the tournament, so I don't know what you thought about. I know you kind of rushed a little bit, but still, Kansas Final Four. Not a very smart move.
Yeah, this is not my best bracket. I did no research, so just don't worry about some of the picks on here.
Yeah, I did most of it during school, so.
Some other games. St. Peter's was the team was the only team I could really root for on here, but they lost by 20 something
And
to
I don't
Tennessee.
even want to talk about the Gators game. I don't even want to talk about the Gators game. Don't mention it.
Well, we have to.
Don't
We
mention
have
it.
to. We
Bro, 90 something to. Oh my god.
So, Florida lost by.
Bro, Walker Clayton hit a game tying 3.
Lost by 2.
Right?
Lost by 2.
Game
to
tying
Colorado.
3.
To Colorado, by the way. Vince, what's going on here? Your worlds are colliding.
Bro, as an honorary Colorado fan, I'm immensely mad, man.
All right.
We didn't deserve to lose that.
Wait, when does NC State play? I think they played today, right?
They won yesterday. Yeah, no, they played yesterday. Won last night against.
Oh, so I was not paying attention to that.
Yeah, they played last night against Texas Tech.
Well,
they won.
They beat Texas Tech, so
I think they're gonna have a good run, even though I didn't pick them very far.
but they're
I think
playing.
They're gonna have a good run.
They're playing Oakland.
Nah,
So
they're
okay,
winning.
this is
I don't care
this is the
what
game
people say.
Vince. This is
I
the
don't
game
care what
Vince
people
was
say,
talking
they're
about.
good.
This is the game Vince was talking about. Oh wait, I picked Kentucky to beat them. Oh no. So Oakland.
Yeah.
Oakland of
I did too.
Michigan.
I think everyone did. The whole
Oakland-
country did. The whole country.
Oakland
did.
of Oakland
Besides
of
Bijan
besides
Robinson.
Bijan
Besides
Robinson.
Bijan Robinson. Literally.
So Oakland of Michigan upset Kentucky
Okay, that's so weird.
by 4, I think.
Yo, can we just talk about what's his name? Jake? Who? I don't even know his name. Blake?
Jake.
Something.
Wait, let me
He
let me
is a
let me,
dog,
let me,
man.
let me find it. Let me pull it up real quick.
He's just so good. Him.
His
He's
name
him. He's
is
him.
also. I felt so. Yeah, Jack.
Jack, yeah. Okay. He dribbled the ball 4 times.
Yeah.
He has Hall of Fame catch and shoot badge. Literally, if it was 2K, bro, he did dribble the ball 4 times. He did not.
But did you see his? I kind of felt really bad because in his post game interview, you know what he said? I don't know if you've seen it yet. He was like, he was like, I know I'm not going to the NBA, but I'm proud to see that I was able to beat guys who are.
It's sad, but he's a good basketball player. I mean, it's kind of like Doug Edert, but it's obviously
also to be clear, he's probably just gonna transfer next year. Like that's what happened to St. Peter's
No, I think
a couple
it's
years
final
ago.
Final season.
Oh, it is. It is. He's a senior.
It's his 6th year in the league.
But do you know that they've had the same coach since
1970, 60? Since 1970, 80s, I think it was. For 40 something years. That's pretty insane. I'm not gonna lie, I like that coach though.
And he led them from D2 to D1 as well.
Okay, well, that's huge.
Which is crazy. So
that deserves a lot of credibility.
What else happened here? JMU. I picked JMU over Wisconsin. I think did you as well?
Yeah, I did, and I think they're gonna beat Duke. Oh, actually, no, I picked Duke over them, but still. I mean, we just gotta see, and I think we're definitely gonna talk about more March Madness.
Oh wait, no. Actually, hold up. I was looking at your bracket. On my bracket, I picked NC State to beat Kentucky. So if they're gonna play Oakland now, then I still have NC State.
You're good. Yeah, I picked Kentucky a little too good. I thought Kentucky was gonna have a good. God, my. That's how the conversation right now. That's the conversation right now. Like, does Calipari deserve to be fired? And I'm just gonna say my preference first, and then you can say yours. I think that he can't go into so many of these tournaments with young caliber players. I mean, it's every year. I mean, their best player is a freshman? Rob Dillingham is a freshman. He's already gonna go to the NBA draft. I mean, I don't know what we have to we need some older players.
Which, by the way, is gonna destroy his career if he goes to the draft.
He's gotta step it up. Oh yeah, I think he should stay. No, I don't know. He's a little young, but I think he should stay a little longer. But again, man.
Well, obviously
Rob Dillingham's amazing,
yeah.
but they need to get back on track. I mean, it's kind of sad that FDU, Fairleigh Dickinson, has more wins in March the last 2 years than Kentucky. Kentucky has 1 or 3 years. It's pretty sad.
So here's what I'm gonna say. I'm going to say it's always embarrassing to see a team who puts so much, well, not even effort, money into getting all these 5-star recruits and stuff like that, to see them flop on their face. But I think that proves that NIL doesn't always work and solve people's problems. Money isn't going to make teams still. And I think that this is kind of a big turning point, and it proves that NIL still doesn't matter entirely when it comes to March Madness and upsets and Cinderella stories and stuff like that. So you still can't build a super team and win the March Madness. So it was kind of more comforting to see.
You just can't come out there with young players. I mean,
and I think in terms of Cal, I think that he needs to look at what happened.
I just think he's not gonna get fired. I don't think he's gonna get fired. I just think he needs to shape around this program a little more.
Definitely.
I mean, they were favors coming into this, so
I don't think he knows how to handle playing five-star recruits at once.
I guess that, yeah, true.
Because all these guys want the ball at the same time. It's like the Clippers were at the beginning of this year.
Dillingham shot, for example, Dillingham shot a ball. I think it was a floater. Oh my god!
Yeah,
was it the most complete air ball I've seen in my life, and I was embarrassed. Picking Kentucky to almost win it was sad. So yeah, they gotta get their act together, because it's not gonna be good. It's not gonna be good for them. They really gotta get their thing forward.
Yeah.
They gotta get this program straight. Because they need to win. They need to win.
Yeah.
Or else Calipari's out of there.
Is there anything else you want to comment on here? I don't think any other games were.
I think next week we can talk a little bit more about March Madness.
I think
there's a lot.
Next week we could go into every round of 32 games. I think we'll have time to do.
Yeah, almost everything. So yeah.
So right now, that's kind of the important games you had to talk about. That went faster than I thought it would. So yeah. Anyway, we have a lot of stuff we're coming back to this week. We're talking about the NHL this week. This is a good week. I think this is the first time in a while we're going to talk about all 4 major sports. I think this is probably the first time in like a month or 2.
Yeah, I don't.
So
yeah, a little bit.
So NHL. So the Maple Leafs are an interesting team led by a very good player in Austin Matthews, and they look good on paper, and they've played pretty good. But is this going to be? Is this going to translate to Stanley Cup playoff success?
No, I said it before. If the playoffs were to end right now, the Panthers they would be facing them. They're gonna win. I don't care what happens. They're not good enough.
I would probably agree with that. I don't. Wait, they actually have. They have 7 points. The Panthers have 7 points on the Maple Leafs, which is pretty substantial when you think about it. So yeah, I would agree. I think the Panthers are still the better team, and I think that the Leafs need to prove a little bit more. Obviously, they're going to make it to the Stanley Cup playoffs, but yeah, they need to prove a little bit more. And next, Alex Ovechkin is now only 50 goals away from tying Wayne Gretzky for the most goals in NHL history. So this is interesting because obviously he's getting older.
But it'll take him a couple years to get it, though. I mean, maybe
Does he have a couple years?
I don't know. I think he's gonna retire when it comes to that. I don't know if he has.
He's 38. I didn't know he was already 38. Actually,
drafted 2004.
He's at 49 goals right now. He just scored an hour ago.
Then yeah.
So
it's huge.
How many goals? But how many goals does he have this season? That's what I want to see.
Probably only 3 or 4.
No, more than that.
Really?
He has 24.
What?
Yeah.
I thought it was washed. I thought he was really washed. Wait, that's how bad Washington sports is. That's how bad Washington sports is. He's still being that good. Holy.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, so okay, 24. He's gonna round out the season at, I'm gonna say 28. If he plays one more season, he has he needs to play at least 2 more seasons. He needs to play till he's 40 and kind of keep this up, and then he could do it. And he hasn't said anything about retiring this year, so
He's not gonna retire.
yeah. I think at this point you're that close, like, and considering he's still powering through now, I think that he's got to go for it.
Yeah.
So MLB, so
I was gonna say this, Yamamoto was a waste of money. Shohei,
oh my god,
proved a little bit.
Yamamoto. I laughed because I woke up and one of the first notifications I see is Yamamoto pulled after giving up 5 in the first inning, and I just laughed. That was great to see, and I'm gonna say it right now. We're gonna probably comment more on the Ohtani situation next week once more definitive information comes out about that. But if you'd like to do your own research on the situation, go ahead. But since there's not really, we don't know if there's any real facts going around right now, we're not really gonna
We'll talk about it next week.
talk about that.
yeah.
So yeah,
We'll just wait.
yeah. But the big news that dropped this week is Blake Snell signs a 2-year, $62 million deal with the Giants, and that pretty much leaves Jordan Montgomery as the only free agent, because JD Martinez actually signed today with the Mets. Yeah, which is terrible. But that
I always remember him as a Red Sox.
Well, I mean, me too, but I didn't like it during that era. I didn't like him during that era, but you know, I think that for the Giants, they're trying too hard. I think they're trying too hard to be like the Dodgers, and I just don't know how well it's going to play out for them. Like, do you think the Giants actually have a chance at making a deep run this year? Because they kind of flopped every year that they've had a team like this.
So. Nah, not really.
Yeah, I don't know. I just don't think they got it. And same for the Mets. Mets are always going to try hard like this. They're going to try to sign these players.
I like the Mets. Don't hate on the Mets. They hate on the Mets.
They're your division rival. What are you talking about?
Bro, no, like, look, I have love for them. I love Citi Field. I think it's the greatest ballpark of all time. So
better than Shea?
Well, I've never been to Shea.
I know, but that's a little controversial there.
I personally think Citi Field is amazing. I would love to go back there this summer. I think it's a great baseball stadium. So
yeah, but home to not a great team. They've kind of flopped a bit.
Well,
you got to be honest.
Well,
but yeah, yeah. I mean, MLB season starts next week. We've kind of done our predictions. We've gone through that. Jordan Montgomery is in talks with a lot of teams. Hopefully, the Yankees can snag him back, because he said he was willing to return to one of the former teams. I was at spring training this week. I was talking to a lot of Yankee fans about what they think and stuff like that, and I think that we mostly agree Jordan Montgomery would be still a good answer, and he's worth pursuing. And he'll probably
he's going to the Rangers. I don't know what you're saying.
So why hasn't he yet? I would think. They just won the World Series. I would think they just won the World Series. I would think
because they're gonna wait a little bit. They're gonna wait a little bit.
Wait until what? The season is in 6 days.
Okay, well, I don't know. I just think that the Rangers will get him. There's no point. Like, I don't think a team like the Yankees. I don't know what. Like, you're delusional, Andrew. You and your little Yankee crew are delusional. All right, I'm a little Yankee fan. As much as I like the Yankees, I hate them fans, man. I hate them. I prefer the Marlins, bro.
The Marlins have no fans. Have you seen the Lone Depot Park? Have you seen Lone Depot Park on a Saturday?
Miami Marlins Park will always be my favorite. Rest in peace, Jose Fernandez, the greatest baseball player to ever, greatest pitcher of all time.
Just quick question: is it still called Lone Today Park, or whatever Lone Depot Park? Is that what it's still called?
Yeah,
because didn't it change?
Yeah, but people call it. No, that was the Heat Stadium that changed like a million times. It was a little insane, but the Marlins Stadium will always be called Marlins Park. Don't care what people say. I have to say.
Yeah, Lone.
At least in my heart. Lone Depot.
Yeah. But still,
I actually played a game there. It was so fun. Oh, that stadium's beautiful.
But still, you gotta admit, they don't necessarily pack the stadium. Did you see it during the World Baseball Classic though? That was so cool.
Yeah.
That whole
No,
stadium was
that
full.
was really cool.
That was awesome. And
yeah.
remember the Kyle
No, I
Schwarber
mean,
shot?
Cause
But remember the Kyle
yeah, 'cause,
Schwarber shot to the second decking, right?
yeah. But the thing is, like, a lot of the Latin culture is better than most people at baseball, and most of Latin culture lives in Miami, so it makes sense why so many fans win. But we don't care about the Marlins. We just care about whether Cuba's playing, Dominican Republic, Venezuela, just things like that.
Yeah, and some of them played well last year. Some of them definitely flopped a little bit, and some of their players got hurt celebrating on the mound. Remember when Shohei struck out to that electrician? I want the WBC
he still ended
back.
up striking it. And he still ended up striking out Trout to win the whole thing.
I want the WBC back. That was actually so fun.
I wish I could have gone to a game. It was
actually
electric.
meant something. It was cool. It was cool.
Oh my god, there was so much traffic.
Yeah. But we're going to end with the fast fact, as always. So the Texans have leaked their new away uniforms for next season. So what's your opinion? If you haven't seen them yet, I would recommend going to look them up.
They're really nice, and they obviously were leaked. I think that they are pretty good, but just depending on, I don't know what obviously the home jerseys are gonna look like, or the alternatives. But I definitely like the away ones after just seeing them this past week.
Yeah, they're cool. I think they're better, and they better suit the Texans, especially in this new young era of kind of the team they got going on there. So I think it's a good refresh, and yeah, it's going to work out well for them. But that is pretty much going to do it for episode 33 of the Sports Coverage Podcast. My name is Andrew, and I'm alongside my co-host Vince. And as always, if you're watching here on YouTube, like and subscribe, and we have audio only on Spotify. Announcements, exclusive reels, posts, stuff like that over on the Instagram, and we've been posting more YouTube shorts here, so be sure to check those out. But that's pretty much going to do it, and thank you everyone so much for listening, and we will see you next week.